Hello and welcome to ALAMSHAR. My name is Andrew Glossop. I was the chief engineer on the build at the end of this project, and I'm now the fleet manager for the same family within the organisation. And here we are inside the forward VIP guest cabin, and it's a beautiful port to starboard thwartship cabin. As you can see, there's a lot of space in here. We have 2 bathrooms in this cabin, one with a full-size bath and one with a shower, so the guests have a lot of luxury in here. Large lounge seating area, a coffee table turns into a dining table, a TV over here that comes up, and a very comfortable area for the guests to stay in. On board the boat there are 2 cabins that run port to starboard of a very similar size to this one and the after guest, and then 2 further double guest cabins. If we walk into here, this is a twin guest cabin with the bathroom, everything that you would expect, wardrobe space. And here we walk through into the after guest VIP. So another full width guest cabin in this area. Again, this cabin has a double bathroom, 1 full-size bath, 1 bathroom with a shower in it, a large area for lounging and relaxing for the guests, TV. Well known that the interior of the boat was designed by Redmond Whiteley Dixon, and that the build of the interior and all of the materials was done by De Oldenburger from Germany. So we're going to go up the stairs and into the main guest corridor. And so we're on the main deck, moving forward within the guest area. We have a day head and shower room. Another guest bathroom. And then forward and into the owner's office. A very important area for the owner, who would travel quite often and have secretaries on board with him, a lot of work going on, meetings inside here, and a lovely space to be in as well. This sofa also makes into a bed, so if we wanted to have additional people on, we could always use this area here. The table opens out bigger, so if the owner or a guest wished to dine in here, that would be possible also. Coming aft, we find ourselves in the main saloon, access to the quarterdeck, where all of the tables enlarge for outside dining and entertainment. Large area for seating. This table also unfolds and makes into a dining area if the guests wish to have an informal supper or lunch here. And moving forward, this is the room that we've always called the gallery here. It can be subdivided by a pair of sliding soundproof doors, so it could be shut off completely as 2 separate areas. And in here you have the large screen TV that comes out of the cabinetry there. So this was very much the area to relax in, play games, watch movies, and there's a small bar area here. And this is stairs from the main guest area into the owner's area, with access from the owner's area into the dining room conference area, a private access to the flybridge and sundeck area, and a private access to the quarterdeck area, and then the main owner's cabin. So the master stateroom on here with sliding patio doors and access to the owner's own private balcony area. And the owner has a split level bathroom with private dressing room full-size bath. You have one head inside here and a shower room and a second head downstairs. So now we're on the main bridge of ALAMSHAR, and perhaps it's a good opportunity to give a little more information about the history of the boat and how it came to be. The yacht was delivered in 2014 by Devonport Yachts to the owner, and it was quite a lengthy build to complete such a technical specification as this was quite time consuming. It was in no means the first yacht that the owner had built, and this is it was a process of evolution to reach the stage where we're at now. The owner had started to build boats and develop boats in the mid-50s, and probably during his lifetime there was 6 or 7 significant yachts that were built for His Highness. The owner put together a large team of highly experienced and preeminent individuals within the industry during this series of building the boats. There was Donald Blunt, there was Joe Smullin, who took care of the noise and vibration. There was Pininfarina, who were involved in the design of the exteriors. And ALAMSHAR, the exterior of ALAMSHAR was designed by the legendary car designer Sergio Pininfarina, who also designed the Ferrari 250 GT and a number of the other really most beautiful cars in the world. And I think that when you look at the exterior of ALAMSHAR and all of the compound curves, you can really see his work involved in this. ALAMSHAR itself was designed to be a super yacht that gave the owner a highly comfortable space to relax and enjoy the water in, yet a very high performance boat. And she was designed to be a yacht that could take the owner at speeds in excess of 60 knots. And on sea trials, we achieved 65 knots on several occasions. And so the specification for the build was met. And it's achieved on here by having an all gas turbine powered propulsion system. And it's the only yacht in the world that's ever been designed like that. And on here we have 6 gas turbines producing a total of nearly 50,000 horsepower in the engine room. And so for a yacht that is 850 gross tons, that's how we managed to make the boat achieve speeds of 65 plus knots. Also, to make a boat go fast, it has to be built from very special materials. The hull on ALAMSHAR is built from a high tensile aluminium, and the superstructure is entirely made from carbon fiber. At the time when she was built, it was the biggest single carbon fiber pull that was ever taken out of a mould, and it was built by Green Marine in Southampton, who were also responsible for the Volvo Ocean Round the World Yacht series. I think if you look at the owner's boats, what you will see is there are a number of design characteristics that follow from one boat to the next. And that's partly because he kept that same design team through many of these builds. So you will see elements which you can say, I recognize that, such as the raked windshield on the top of the boat, the bow flare. These are elements which are commonly repeating throughout His Highness's builds. During the build of the boat, His Highness set very specific specifications for noise and vibration levels on board. And there was a great deal of care that went into the noise and vibration, so that when the boat is running at high speed, when you're inside the boat, it almost feels like the boat isn't moving. You have to be very careful, make sure that if you're driving, certainly you've got a good view of everything, because there's very little feedback, and that gives you an appreciation of the speed that you're actually doing. The first renewal survey was completed at the Lürssen shipyard in Germany, and the second renewal survey has just recently been completed at MB92 in Barcelona. So she's being offered for sale with full clean class papers. The home port for ALAMSHAR for the last 10 years has been Port Adriano, where His Highness owns 2 berths in the Philip Stark Marina there. And we have a warehouse on the island of Mallorca that contains a huge inventory of spare parts for ALAMSHAR. When she was delivered, it was specified by the owner that we had to have a certain amount of spare parts for everything on board. And we probably have an inventory for the yacht totaling somewhere between 4 and 5 million euros. We still have a complete spare set of yacht glass for the boat. So every window on the boat we have spare. We have full spare carpet for the boat. And the technical spares, we have spares for many of the components on board the boat, from the interior to the engine room. It's a really beneficial thing for a new owner to be obtaining, and it's great peace of mind to have that. ALAMSHAR has been a significant part of my life for the last 15 years, through the build to operation, trips with the owners, and now bringing her to the market for sale. It represents an amazing opportunity for a new buyer. It's a particularly unusual boat that was a process of evolution over many, many decades with its owner to build a boat of this type and performance and style. And I'm really looking forward to seeing it going to an owner who's as enthusiastic as our owner has been, and who wants to take the boat forward into the next 10, 20 years.